What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, it's the time of the week where we're going to go over every single game on the NFL slate for the upcoming week. So week 18, the final regular season week. And I'm going to give you guys my prediction against the spread and the total of the game if those stick out a little bit more than the spread. But we're going to go through every game and just kind of go through an initial opinion on what I think at this point in time. Things move, injury reports aren't finalized by the end of the week. So there are a lot of moving parts, but there is some value moving forward from an early spot. So take it with a grain of salt. Members are going to be in excellent shape this weekend, so definitely consider becoming a member here on the channel. It's $30 for an entire month. And this month will feature a lot more NBA and college basketball. Coming off a really, really frustrating week of NFL, just to be transparent, we didn't even get to 500. We were slightly under 500 this week. And most of those plays got wiped out by the Eagles to not even win by a field goal. We had them in a money line parlay with the Colts. So Eagles just to simply win the game at home, needing the win for their division against the tanking Cardinals. Crazy. And then another parlay with the Bills and the Packers. A big teaser. So that wiped out two of them. We had Dallas -5.5, gave up that late drive, and the others cash with ease. We had Browns, Colts, easy cash, Browns, Packers, easy cash, and then Browns, Bears, easy cash. So we were dialed in. We just kind of got screwed by the Eagles. You simply change the Eagles to a win there at the end, and we would have only had one losing pick there on Sunday. So really, really close to, again, being dialed in. We had that 4-1 week, and then the last 2 weeks have been kind of frustrating just out of stuff that really seems like it's almost not even possible. And then it happens, and it really stinks to be on the wrong side of a tremendous upset, right? If you take a game against the spread and you lose by the hook or something, that's gambling. But when you bet on a team like the Eagles and they can't even win at home over a team like the Cardinals, it really stinks. And this was one of the tougher weekends I've had. But let's go ahead and get into it, guys. NFL Week 18. Let's go. Let me pull it up right now. Now, I will say last year I did tremendously well in Week 18. Week 18 is tricky. Some teams need the games. Some teams are already locked in. There's weird mojo and voodoo that goes on in the last regular season week of the year. So, guys, just be careful this week. I know from my experience how critical it is to choose your spots wisely this time of year. And I hope you guys are definitely aware that you might look at some of these lines and go, that team is an underdog to this week, or that team's favorite by that amount. Be careful this week. First game, Saturday, Steelers over the Ravens -4. Ravens are totally locked in, guys. Steelers they're on the bubble. I think they're sitting at a 29% chance to win this week. So I don't know if I'm going to lay 4 with the Steelers on the road, but at the end of the day, the Ravens don't care about this game. Pittsburgh does. My early lean would be Pittsburgh. It has to be Pittsburgh or pass. You just cannot take the Ravens in a game that they're not going to care about. I mean, how much time are we going to see Lamar Jackson even play here? You just can't do it. So it's either Pittsburgh or don't touch the game for me. And with a total of 37, I think Ravens defense still shows up decent. Pittsburgh defense should have success against a Ravens team that won't have starters in for most of the game. So I'd lean under 37. I'd lean Pittsburgh against spread. Houston Colts, no clue. CJ Stroud should be in there. We were on the Colts last week. I think we got to be on them here again. I think the Colts are a little stronger at home. Texans have overachieved this year. I think the whole world's going to be on Houston in this spot, but man, I don't want to have the public dog. Money lines at -112. I'm not going to mess with the 1.5. I'd lean Colts at home just simply to find a way to get the job done. Total 47. No opinion on that. Falcons, Saints. I'd lean Saints at home. Do I want to lay 3.5 at the Saints? No. Saints are a team I really like to back in an underdog position or in a game where the spread is super low. 3.5 past a field goal with the Saints. I'd lean Saints, though, even at the 3.5. Sometimes they throw that hook on there to tempt you with the wrong side. I'd still lean Saints at the 3.5, and I'd lean probably under the 42. Browns, Bengals, really no opinion there. Browns obviously don't care too much about that game, but Bengals are kind of sputtering. I'm going to pass on this one. I I just don't have a good opinion. I've almost nothing to say about that game. Jaguars, Titans, very similar. I mean, it's in Tennessee. It's a Mike Vrabel team, low total. Jags look good against Carolina, but Carolina's Carolina. Again, no opinion here. I'm just week 18. You can't just smack everything, and at a spread of 5.5. Boy, I just really don't know. I'm going to pass on that one as well. Buccaneers, Panthers, Carolina, pack it in. Their season's done. They were feisty against the Packers. They got a win, earlier in the year, and they've had a little bit of success here and there, and their defense has been sort of stout at times, but against the Bucks off the Saints loss, I have no interest here. I don't want to lay the 5.5 on the road with the Bucks, but boy, you'd think the Bucks find a way to win this game. I guess my lean would be Bucks or pass on this spot and probably go under the 37.5. I'm not sure Carolina's even going to score. Jets, Patriots, absolutely no clue. I mean, what's the motivation here? I mean, it's going to be a game of what team is basically trying to lose, right? For draft picks, I don't know. Spread's 2.5. Hey, you probably go with the Patriots. They've shown fight here at the end of the year. Jets got that one fluky big 30-0 win or whatever it was over Houston, but that's nonsense. Barely beat the Commanders. Patriots at least have shown fight. They're going to rally under Belichick. Give me the Patriots at home minus 2.5 over the Jets. No play on the total at 30.5. Vikings, Lions. Boy, I'd have to double check the NFC playoff picture. I don't know if the Vikings are completely done. I'm pretty sure they are. Pretty sure they're eliminated. You guys can let me know in the comments. By the way, guys, speaking of comments, load up those comments. I want to know your opinion on all these games as well. And everyone that watches these videos, they want to be able to go down in the comment section and kind of see other people's opinions as well. So don't be afraid to shout out your favorite or your least favorite game in the comment section. And drop a like on today's video while you're at it if you appreciate the content on a weekly basis. By the way, guys, make sure you're subscribed. With the biggest thing is not subscribing. Everyone says, you got to subscribe to my channel. The biggest thing is, if you're going to subscribe, if you think my channel is worth it, is the notifications need to be turned on. I gave out those 2 last free play videos, the Packers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So a little NBA and a little primetime NFL. And we're 2 for 2. So we're 2 for 2 on my last 2 individual free play game videos, I guess you could say. And, that Packers one came out, late Saturday night or even Sunday morning. So it's important to have the notifications turned on so you get those free plays. Sometimes they come up closer to game time than you would expect. In this spot, boy, I think the Lions are pissed after the Cowboys game. Vikings look lifeless. They keep flip-flopping between quarterbacks. Defense is kind of falling off. I don't know what the situation with the Lions is. Can they get home field? Can they get to a 2 seed? I got to double check, but I'd have to lean Lions even at the 5.5. Lions are pass for me. No play on the total. Probably under 46.5 if I had to. Packers, Bears. This one's interesting because the Packers basically need a win and they're in. The total's 44. I'd probably look at... Boy, I don't know. The Bears are so significantly better at home. If this was in Chicago, I think the Bears would ruin the Packers season, just like we saw the Lions did last year. Packers have again found themselves in a situation where they're going to be playing at Lambeau Field in the final regular season game, and all they have to do is win, and they're in the playoffs. And you would think it's easy, and you'd think it's a spot to just smash the Packers because they have so much to play for. I don't know. This Bears team is playing good, and it's a rivalry. I think Justin Fields still wants to show Chicago that he's the guy moving forward, not draft a quarterback. Spread is 3, but that Packers offense looks strong lately, but that Bears defense is strong as well. I really don't have an opinion, and Green Bay is my team, so I don't want to be biased here, and I wasn't biased in the Minnesota game. Data's data, and I'll look into this one further, and I may do an individual video on this game, free pick video on this particular matchup, unless it becomes a client play. But I'd probably lean Packers on the money line. Minus 172. My God, you're not going to get rich. You put $100 out the door, you're not getting even close to a return on your investment, but that 3 points, boy, Lambeau Field, Bears, Packers, with all the playoffs on the line, and when you're in a situation where all you have to do is win and get in, sometimes it's hard to win by margin in those spots as you kind of find yourself playing not to lose versus playing to win, if you kind of get what I'm saying. I'd lean the Packers to win the game. There's probably going to be some better angle to play on this one, maybe props or total, but I'd probably lean under the 44. Packers defense seems to be picking it up. I think Bears defense or offense on the road won't be as good as home. I think the Packers might be able to squeeze by on that one. Not really sure. Cowboys, Commanders. I mean, the Cowboys need the game. They're not going to screw around here. Spread's 13.5. I think you lay it. I know it's a divisional game. I know it's on the road, but they already killed the Washington Commanders by 1,000,000 points back on, I think, Thanksgiving it was. And this is a game Dallas needs. You know, Dallas screwed around. They were up 7 points or 6 points. Can't remember. They're up a full score over the Lions, screwed around, left some time on the clock. And, I think they got reminded when you let a team hang around and when you let a team stay kind of within striking distance that anything can happen at the end. Should have lost the game. I know there's a lot of controversy with that. In this case, I think they go in there and they stomp Washington to pieces. And they carry a lot of positive momentum going into the playoffs. So I think that game will solidify the number 2 spot for the Cowboys, which is big. It'll solidify the division for the Cowboys is big after that Eagles complete fuck up. And I think they're going to mean business this week. I have no idea how the Washington Commanders are even going to stay within 14. I'd lay the 13.5 with the Cowboys, and I'd definitely take the over 44.5. Seahawks, Cardinals, no idea. I got to look at the playoff picture. Cardinals off the huge win. They probably come back down to the earth. Seahawks off a loss. As long as Seahawks have something to play for here, Seahawks would be the play in my opinion. And I'd probably look over 47.5 as the Cardinals offense, is showing some life here. I'd probably lean Seahawks, lean over. Rams, Niners, not sure. I mean, again, I'm pretty sure the number 1 seed is locked up here for the Niners. But the Rams are in as well. And I don't know if there's any way the Rams can move up. They can't really improve their situation. I think they're kind of locked into where they're at right now. Niners, boy, even with Darnold in there, they're pretty good. Pretty good overall roster. Spread's 3.5. Does it come down to the hook? Maybe. I think I'd have to go Niners at home if both starting quarterbacks are not going to play in this one. I definitely want to see. Well, Carson Wentz is on the Rams, no? Or am I getting that mixed up? Where is Carson Wentz a backup these days? I think it might be the Rams. So if it's Darnold versus Wentz, interesting. I'm going to have to look into that one more, guys. Eagles, Giants, I don't want to touch it. I'm done with the Eagles. They're banned. They're banned. I'll never touch them again. I don't want to bet against them because they have a good roster, but I don't want to bet on them. No way. Divisional game on the road. I don't care that they want to get right, and it's probably a good buy low spot on them, and they'll probably kill the Giants by 40, and everyone will be saying that was the biggest free money of the week, right? Coming off the big loss to Arizona, and now we get them at -5.5 versus a terrible Giants team. The whole world's starting to count them out. You just when you lose money on a game like that Cardinals game, I would not be able to stomach losing more money on them. So unfortunately, I think Eagles -5.5 is a wonderful play. There's just no way I can touch it. I'm just probably done with anything that involves Philly at this point. Broncos, Raiders. I mean, I don't know. Under? I mean, it's just going to be a horrible game. I have no interest. I'm going to pass on that. Chiefs, Chargers. Chiefs are a slight underdog. Mahomes is, only going to play so much. Starters are only going to play so much here for Kansas City. Still an Andy Reid team. Coaching advantage. Chargers are a mess. How much do the Chargers care? Easton stick. Boy, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'd still lean the Chiefs despite a lot of their starters being out. Andy Reid coaching is still an opportunity for some of the younger players to maybe show that, they have what it takes if they do need to step in at some point. So I'd probably just take the better organization overall. But it's just not a smart spot to bet on a team that is kind of already focused on the next step. And then the Bills Dolphins to round things out. Sunday night, tremendous game. It will be the game of the week. It'll be the game you guys want to watch. And boy, I hate the spread. It's already ballooned up to 3, but the Dolphins are banged up. Bills are dangerous. 3 is starting to get a little crazy, and I got to double check on Tua's injury report and the overall Miami roster in general here. But the Bills in this spot, it's a pretty good spot for the Bills, I think. Being a heavy favorite, being expected to do a lot, media attention. These are all things the Bills don't do well in. But a small road favorite in a game that a lot of people might be on Miami, I think the Bills are probably the spot here. I'd currently lay the 3 points with the Bills and just hold your breath at the end of the game because, man, they just can't win with margin. They just got to make every game interesting, those Buffalo Bills. If they're ever an underdog, you take them blindly. But whenever you have to lay a field goal or more, it's a risk. It's a risk with the Bills. Then totals 49.5. Again, got to look at the injury report there in that game for Miami. Maybe look at a team total over for just Buffalo type of a thing. There's going to be some good angles on Sunday night, and I will probably do an individual video on that as well. But that's the entire Week 18, guys. Again, consider becoming a member. Coming off of 2 kind of just grind out bad luck, kind of 2 negative weeks here in the NFL is extremely rare. It's actually the worst stretch I've had. 5 straight winning months for me, but the last 2 weeks have been bad. So, man, if there's ever a time to buy into the membership, it's right now. It's $30, guys. You get a whole month. There's going to be college hoops. There's going to be NFL playoffs. There's going to be the college football championship. I'll have a play on that game. And, one $30 wager will cover your entire fee. And it's just a really good opportunity. I don't really have stretches like this often. And, maybe I'll do a video here this week where I actually pull up the data to all of my personal sports books, and I can show you guys the monthly history, maybe dating back to, say, September, and just kind of show you everything I've bet and the winning percentages that go farther back. You guys never want to just hop on someone's winning streak. Someone goes 10-0, you jump on it, you throw them a bunch of money. People were messaging me about getting scammed out of like thousands of dollars. They saw some guy who was like 15-0 on some winning streak, and to get his best bet was like $1,000. And they, him and his friends, they got some money together and paid for it, and just got scammed out of money. So you want long-term success. That's what I've done long-term. And I'm just in a little bit of a down spiral. So hop on board right now. And as soon as this winning good, I mean, we could put January is going to be fun. I'll leave you guys with that. I'll see you in the next video.